Good day everyone, my name is Alex and welcome to a new review. For today I have a cheap tablet from China called the Ifive Mini 4S, and I know it has a strange name. The low price is not the main selling point of this tablet. The main selling point of this tablet is the 7.9-inch screen that has a resolution of 2048 by 1536, and that is a great resolution. This tablet reminds me a lot of an Apple product, so if you remember the iPhone 4S, the iPhone 5, this reminds me of one of those products. Size-wise, it is the exact same size as an iPad mini, so the screen, the size of the body, everything is just like an iPad mini. For other specs, we have a Rockchip RK3288 CPU. This is a quad-core CPU clocked at 1.8 GHz. We also have 2 GB of RAM, 32 GB of internal storage, and the tablet it's running Android 6.0.1. As I mentioned before, this tablet reminds me a lot of an Apple product. So we have glass on the front and some glass and plastic on the back. So the back has glass at the top and at the bottom. In between we actually have plastic. And we also have an 8 megapixel camera on the back as well. Moving to the tablet's frame, unfortunately this one it's made out of plastic, even though it looks like it's made out of metal. On the right hand side we are gonna find the volume buttons, and these ones seem to actually be made out of metal. On top of the tablet we have a microphone, we have the 3.5mm audio jack, the charging port, and this is a micro USB charging port. And yes, this tablet supports OTG, so you can basically plug in any USB stick and the tablet will be able to read whatever you have on that USB stick. Next to that we have a slot for an SD card, and since we are talking about SD cards, yes, you can install an SD card as internal storage for this tablet. And next to that we have a power button. As for the internal storage, out of that 32 gigs that we get to this device, we have about 27 left, and the speeds that I got for the internal storage are quite good. On the front of the tablet, starting at the top, we have a 2 megapixel front-facing camera. Unfortunately, every single time I tried using the front-facing camera, this happens. So the tablet basically freezes and you can't actually take a picture with the front-facing camera. The rear camera does work, but the front-facing camera, well, doesn't work and the tablet freezes. Sometimes it just stays black at all times, and then you have to actually restart the tablet in order to get rid of this. So the front-facing camera, I'm gonna say that it's unusable at this time. And leaving that front-facing camera aside, on the front of the tablet we have a 7.9 inches screen. This is an IPS screen with a resolution of 2048 by 1536, and I have to say that this is one of the most beautiful screens that I have seen for any tablet from China. The screen has very nice and vibrant colors, and the blacks are very deep. The viewing angles are also great, and watching any movies or any pictures on this screen, it's a different experience from anything that you've experienced from China in the past. So yes, I'm gonna repeat myself and say that this is among the best screens that I've seen for any device from China. Also, reading any articles on this screen, it's a great experience because the text is so nice and sharp. And on top of that, you can touch the screen in 10 places in the same time and the screen will register. And the last thing I want to mention about the screen is the fact that the screen is covered by some type of scratch resistant glass. So of course I tried to scratch the screen and it doesn't seem to get scratched that easily. And since this is a bigger device, they are able to fit some bigger speakers inside, and I have to say that the speakers do sound great. But here is a sample of how the speakers sound. Performance-wise, even though this is not the most expensive tablet out there, we do get some decent scores on the Antutu benchmark and the Geekbench 4. So we get over 50,000 on the Antutu benchmark and over 1700 for the multi-core score on the Geekbench 4. Browsing, it's also done very nicely, so you can zoom in, zoom out, scroll up, scroll down on Chrome for example, and it's done without any issues. You can watch YouTube videos at a maximum resolution of 1440, and I have to say that all the videos work really well without any lag. So you can basically watch anything on this tablet and it's gonna look gorgeous. And for gaming, you can basically game and play any games available in the Google Play Store, and I played a couple of games as an example, and this is how they look. Now there is a downside to having such a nice screen, and that is the battery life. So we have a 4800 milliamp battery inside this tablet, and that is a pretty big tablet, but we've seen this in the past with a lot of smartphones. We have a great screen with a great resolution, but the battery doesn't last that long, and this is the case with this tablet. So I was able to get about 3 hours of screen on time and about 2 days in standby, so that's not the absolute best. Maybe you could get like 5 hours of screen on time and about a day of usage. But I would prefer a tablet that can get, I don't know, 7 to 9 hours of screen on time, and I know I'm pushing it for a tablet that's only about $140, but it would have been nice to see. And there is one more thing that I wish this tablet would have had, and that is a GPS unit inside. So if you're hoping to get a tablet like this to use it as a GPS in your car, yeah, that's not gonna work out because we don't have a GPS unit inside. On the bright side, we do have a whole bunch of sensors, and all of them seem to work properly. Connectivity wise, the tablet has dual band Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, and I haven't had any issues with the Bluetooth connectivity because I was playing a couple of games while using a gamepad connected to the tablet, so no issues with the Bluetooth connection, and the speeds that I got over Wi-Fi are really good. Unfortunately, if you get far away from the router, so wherever you have the router, the tablet tends to disconnect from the network, and the range isn't as good as I've seen on a lot of smartphones or even TV boxes, so keep that in mind. You're gonna have to stay pretty close to your router to actually use the internet on this. For software, the tablet is running Android 6.0.1, and this is very close to stock Android. I haven't found any issues with it whatsoever, so scrolling in between screens, opening new apps, closing apps, switching in between apps, everything works great, and I wish I would see this from more manufacturers, because a lot of manufacturers from China put these heavy skins on their devices and, well, they don't turn out that great. This one works really nice with the Android 6.0.1 that we have. As for the 8 megapixel camera on the back of the tablet, well, you're probably better off not to take any pictures with the tablet. Well, first of all, because you're gonna look like this, so this is not a good look, because people look at you and like, look at that idiot. So yeah, definitely don't take pictures with the tablet, and if you would be to take any pictures with this tablet, well, they don't look good at all. But that's the case with 99% of the tablets that I've tried. So definitely don't buy this tablet for the camera. And it's time to conclude this video. So if you're planning to buy this tablet, you're gonna buy this tablet for the screen, for the CPU and the speakers. You're definitely not gonna buy this tablet for the cameras and the battery life. And of course, it would be nice to have GPS, but there is no GPS unit available. So that being said, this is among the best screens that I've seen on any cheap tablets from China. And yes, the screen is gorgeous. I have no bad words to say about the screen. But everything else about the tablet, it's average, so nothing special. But for $140, we do get an awesome screen, and the size of the tablet is pretty good as well. Alright guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did like it, press that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.